welcome to the Football Philosophy channel. Fantastic night of international football last night. If you didn't see it, international football, I really enjoyed it. Magnificent performance by Scotland. Steve Clarke's doing an absolutely wonderful job there, and Scotland have now qualified for Euro 2020. They beat Serbia in Serbia on penalties. Overall, I thought they deserved to win the game within 90 minutes. I watched most of that game in the end. I was going to watch the England game, but it was obviously the England game against Republic of Ireland was a friendly. So having switched over, I watched the first 15 minutes of the Scotland game. I switched over to the England game. England were 2-0 up in half an hour, and I switched back to the Scotland game. So I probably missed half an hour of the Scotland game, which lasted 2 hours in the end. During the parts that I watched, Scott McTominay was absolutely superb as a third centre back. Massive credit due to Steve Clarke there for going with the back five that he's decided to go with, turning Scott McTominay certainly for the international arena into a third centre back. He's got a back five there that he uses with well done to him, by the way, for plucking O'Donnell and Gallagher from Motherwell. O'Donnell's a right back. He's 28 years of age. He's only got caps 2 years ago originally, and he's only got 15 caps. But Gallagher, the other centre back, part of a three-man centre back combination, I was about to say a three-man pairing, three-man combination. So they've got Gallagher. He's 6'6". Gallagher. He's only got 6 caps, and he only got capped for the first time last November, and he's 29 years of age. So great credit to Steve Clarke for going with Gallagher at centre-back, O'Donnell at right-back. But the rest of the back five is made up of top-class Premier League players who are playing regularly for the big clubs in England. He's got Robertson at left-back, obviously, of Liverpool. And then the other two centre-backs, Gallagher's sort of playing as a central one, and he's got Scott McTominay to the right of him and Kieran Tierney to the left of him, and it's a proper solid back line. Anybody who's watched me on the United Stand before or on the Football Philosophy channel, you will know that I'm always talking about starting at the back, getting your back line right. Steve Clarke's done that with Scotland. He's got them solid. They've now beaten Israel on penalties. They drew 0-0 with Israel. Now they've beaten Serbia on penalties after drawing 1-1. Both games went to extra time. So to get through to this championship, Euro 2020, obviously they've had to go through the qualifiers, but then in the playoff games, they've played 4 hours of football and only conceded 1 goal in the 4 hours of football. So as I say, it was magnificent last night. Scott McTominay was superb, winning his headers, winning challenges, intercepting things. His passing was great. The commentators were saying how good his passing was last night, passing into the forwards' feet and the odd ball over the top for people to chase. He was absolutely class, Scott McTominay. He did lose his man. It's a shame how things like this go against you. Plenty of defenders lose the man, and then, quite often the striker doesn't end up scoring. He heads it wide or he heads it at the keeper. But Scott McTominay left his man. He switched off for a few seconds. I think it was the 89th minute. And I'm not sure that the striker headed it particularly well. It bounced and bounced up into the roof of the net. But, Scott McTominay did lose his man for the equalising goal. In the long run, though, no harm done. It went to penalties, and Scott was one of the penalty takers, as he was against Israel. So I think he can be proud of his performance last night. And as I say, Steve Clarke, the Scotland manager, doing an unbelievable job, and well done to him. That gets them through to, it's still going to be Euro 2020, even though it's going to be played in the summer of 21. Please, there's going to be fans there by then. Next June, surely by then, fans will be allowed in stadiums, and if they are full stadiums, it's going to be absolutely magnificent, because Scotland are in Group D along with England. Yes, England and Scotland, and then Croatia and the Czech Republic. This tournament is going to be played around Europe. There's not going to be just one host as there usually is in the European Championships. It's going to be played around Europe in about 10 different cities. So Glasgow is one of those cities, and London is one of those cities. So Scotland will be playing Croatia and the Czech Republic at Hampden Park, and they'll also be playing England at Wembley. So there's a massive game to look forward to. And believe me, so long as they avoid any injuries leading up to that tournament, Scotland will not be any pushovers by any stretch of the imagination. They're going to be a really difficult team to beat. And as I said earlier, I make no apology for repeating it. Start at the back, get yourself solid defensively, and you've got half a chance. And Steve Clarke's done that, and I think they'll make a decent fist of it come the championship starting in June. In other games, Northern Ireland got beat 2-1 after extra time by Slovakia. Gutted for Northern Ireland. But England, Scotland and Wales have all made it. Had Northern Ireland made it, all four home nations would have been there. Gutted for Northern Ireland. They just couldn't quite do it on the night. Johnny Evans, it went to extra time, by the way. It was 1-1 and Slovakia won 2-1 in the end. Johnny Evans played the full 2 hours, and I mentioned yesterday how important he was to them. He did manage to stay on the pitch, but he looked like he had a bit of a hamstring injury towards the end. He's playing great for Leicester, and he's really important to Leicester. I hope he's fit to whether he's fit for the next couple of internationals. I doubt that, watching him at the end of last night's game. But hopefully he's back and fit, ready for Leicester's game when that restarts next week. In the other two qualifiers, Hungary beat Iceland 2-1. Iceland were leading up until about the 87th or 88th minute or something. Hungary got a goal back and then even got a winner in injury time. So Hungary go forward. I don't think, fair play to them, well done, but I don't think they'll be going any further than that from the groups. I've heard the phrase group of death coined a few times before, but they're in Group F in the championships. Now the groups have already been decided, obviously, and in Group F you've got Portugal, France and Germany. How on earth we've got a group with 3 of the favourites for the tournament, and surely all 3 of those teams are going to be amongst the 5 favourites perhaps, or 6 favourites at the most. So Portugal, France and Germany, if ever there was a group of death, that's the group of death. And Hungary, that's their prize for beating Iceland. So they're in with Portugal, France and Germany. And the other result was North Macedonia versus Georgia. North Macedonia beat Georgia 1-0. Goran Pandev got the goal for North Macedonia. I remember first seeing Goran Pandev play 15, 16 years ago against England for Macedonia. It was just Macedonia at the time. It's North Macedonia now, so I don't know if there is, but I assume there's a South Macedonia now in playing football. Don't know. I've not heard of South Macedonia, but anyway, he's playing for North Macedonia now. It used to be just Macedonia. I saw him play against England. I thought he was absolutely superb. He took my eye there, and then he ended up playing for Inter Milan under Jose Mourinho, where he was a member of the treble-winning team there, and he played in the Champions League final when he won the Champions League. He's had a brilliant career, Goran Pandev, and as a forward especially, to still be playing for the nation, it's fantastic credit to him. For he's 37 years of age. He's the skipper. He's the all-time leading scorer for North Macedonia. So well done to Goran Pandev. Congratulations, and I hope he manages to play all 3 group games when it starts in 2020. I wouldn't imagine he goes on much further than that. That was the competitive games last night. In friendlies, England beat the Republic of Ireland 3-0. Harry Maguire, Calvert-Lewin with a penalty, and Jadon Sancho were the scorers. Harry Maguire played the full 90 minutes and he scored a nice header. Dean Henderson made his debut. He came on as a substitute at half time. I think Nick Pope was injured, actually, the keeper, so Dean Henderson got his first cap last night, and Marcus Rashford joined up with the squad, I believe, but then left as well the very same day. Apparently he was supposed to be there he's supposed to join up there to be ready for Sunday's game against Belgium, but decided he's still not fit, and there's even concerns that he might not be fit for the United's next game, which is next weekend against West Brom at Old Trafford. That remains to be seen. When they thought he was going to be okay to play against Belgium this weekend. I can't imagine that he won't be fit by the week after that, but that's the rumour at the minute, that he might not even be fit for United. Jude Bellingham also made his debut last night. He came on for about 20 minutes at the end of the game, and Jude Bellingham became the 3rd youngest player ever to play for England. So well done, Jude Bellingham. Wales had a friendly with the USA. That was a 0-0 draw, and Dylan Levitt started and played 80 minutes, and Dan James came on as a sub. He played the last half hour in the Welsh game that was a 0-0 draw with the USA. That's it really for today. That's the rundown. Again, massive congratulations to Steve Clarke and the Scotland team, and Scott McTominay especially, who was magnificent last night. Just very quickly, in other news, there's some serious allegations against a Premier League footballer this morning that I don't really want to talk about. I'm just mentioning it because it's out there. There's lots of rumours on social media as to who it might be, but as I say, that's only rumours. I'm not going to add fuel to that fire, but there is in the news that a Premier League footballer is out on bail. There are some really serious allegations against him. There's more international football this weekend, starting tomorrow. There's Portugal v France tomorrow, which is the pick of the games for me, and then England play Belgium on Sunday. So I'll be back tomorrow with a little bit of a preview of the weekend's international games. It's the Nations League games over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday night, which, as I said yesterday, a lot of fans have not taken to this Nations League, but believe me, the nations themselves, the managers and the squads, they take it really seriously. So there is some, if you're interested in it, there is some serious international football this weekend, and there will be a few United players playing in these games. So I look forward to that. I hope you've enjoyed that little show this morning or this afternoon by the time it goes up. If you enjoyed it, please tell all your friends. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't like it, keep stum, don't tell anyone.